In digital advertising, usually naming conventions are used to name campaigns, and they hold a lot of information pertaining to the campaign, and it often gets really difficult to manage all these conventions across different members of the team. So this tool is designed to help you easily maintain and make consistent your naming conventions. So there's two parts to Namo. Firstly is the Chrome plugin that you'll see later on in the video, and you can configure it to appear in any of those sites and even more sites. And there's also the database, which holds all the data that is shown on the plugins itself. So this whole system is what Namo is, and it's an easy solution, as you'll see, to managing naming conventions. So once you've installed the Chrome plugin, you should be able to see this icon over here, and there's 3 buttons over here. So you can click on this button to turn your plugin on and off, and the refresh button you can only click on when you're in the Dentsu Aegis network. So when you're connected to the intranet, only then can you refresh the data. If not, you can still use the plugin, but you can't refresh the data. So that's that. And more. So when you click more details, you can just see the different naming conventions and the refresh history, so you can see if your refresh was successful or not. So it's just some basic information. So you can configure Namo to appear in any of the different sites that you use. I'm going to demonstrate it using the DCM site, but you have to check with the Namo administrator in your team to find out which sites are configured to be used with Namo. So once we go into DCM and create a new campaign, we can use Namo to create the campaign name. So when we click here, Namo will pop up. This is essentially Namo, and you can choose the different conventions that you want to use to create your campaign name. So over here I'm going to use this one, and you can select a different region, a different market, a different client, whatever. So all these fields can be configured, and this is something that the administrator will do. So as a user, you just have to select the different fields, and then you can click OK, and your naming convention will come out. So if you're creating a lot of campaigns, you can just click Remember Me. So when you refresh the page, or like go to this page again to create another campaign, you don't have to select those items again. So that is essentially Namo. It can be used when you're not connected to the DAN network, but you can't refresh the data when you're not connected to the DAN network, which means that the values that you see inside these fields, if I've added a new brand, you're not going to see it unless you refresh the data. Okay, so for campaign name, we configured Namo to appear in this input box. So when I click on it, Namo appears. But for say, if I want to use Namo in this box, and I know that Namo is not configured to this box, I can right click and click Namo over here, and it will appear. So that's Namo, and if you're a team admin and you want to learn about how to create a new naming convention, there'll be another video teaching you how to do that. So that's all, and have fun using Namo.